So, on screen.
Welcome to How Much for Just the Podcast. I'm Damo.
And I'm Mick. This is our podcast that we definitely know the name of.
I have to think about it every single time, and it's getting sad. We're on episode, fucking 6 now? And I still can't remember it.
Yeah.
Or are we episode 5?
5. Well,
Five official.
Five episodes, and we did the pilot, which was
How Much for Just
explain
the
the
Pilot.
concept. The concept, if you're coming in late, the concept is we're watching all of Star Trek in universe chronological order.
The most unhinged order you can possibly watch it. And this week, we're travelling to 1947 for Deep Space Nine, Season 4, Episode 8, Little Green Men. I'm reading that off the screen because I didn't remember which number episode it was. We've got a screen now.
We could have just just known that because
Probably.
now we've told people we've already told people we read things off screens, haven't we?
Look, I don't think anyone's under any illusion about what sort of idiots we are. We're idiots.
Absolutely, and yes, and this is one of my least favourite types of Star Trek episode.
The Ferengi
episode. If I'm rewatching DS9 or whatever, I skip the Ferengi episodes.
Yeah.
Always. I hate them.
I mean, I like some of them. This one's better than Prophet and Lace.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that's not hard.
Yeah, it's a low bar.
Yeah, look, it was okay. I mean, the thing, it was a much lazier episode than it needed to be too.
It was it's supposed to be just a little fun episode, and this is before the Dominion War. This is when they've still got trouble with the Klingons. When the Klingons started being antagonistic, that's why Worf's on board. So this is Worf's 8th episode of Deep Space Nine. So he hasn't been on board for very long, but it was still when Deep Space Nine was doing the fun little episodes that didn't have war either side of it. But also, this episode hits different when you've gone and seen Oppenheimer at IMAX a couple of days before watching the episode, because a lot of Oppenheimer is based at a secret military base, and it's quite a bit more serious than this episode.
Yeah, not hard to be a bit more serious than the episode.
True, but it's the thing that I suppose struck me is how blasé that TV shows in the 90s were about, we've got nuclear bombs. Yeah, good, cool, excellent. Nuclear bombs are cool. We're going to solve our problems with nuclear bombs. They solved their problems with nuclear bomb in this episode. That's not what nuclear bombs do.
Honestly, I didn't find that jarring. What I found jarring was smoking.
Oh, every single character is smoking.
Everyone's smoking.
I swear to God, it's literally got to be a joke. I haven't read the production of the episode, but yeah, it's very noticeable that every single character is lighting up a cigarette or putting out a cigarette.
Yeah.
Every character that's not, a Ferengi.
And the Ferengi going, they voluntarily buy this addictive stuff. Awesome. That just by going
if they'll put that into their body, they'll buy anything.
If the Ferengi think this is a good idea,
that's usually,
maybe it's not.
Usually an indicator that it's not a very good idea.
No.
Can you imagine if the Ferengi managed to stay in 1947 and then we got unfettered capitalism for the rest of the century and beyond? Wouldn't that be terrible?
Oh, no, surely that
wouldn't happen.
Oh, what a ludicrous thing.
Yeah.
It was devoting an entire society to just doubling down on capitalism.
Yeah,
no.
I mean, yeah. A lot of the Ferengi society sort of breaks down a bit if you analyze it too much. It's a bit fucking Harry Potter-esque in that, as soon as you start analysing one aspect or another, it starts to go, well, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Paying money for everything. So, I do like some aspects of it, of the extreme ridiculous, just taken to the most ridiculous extreme. Like at the start of the episode, Nog's selling all of his possessions to raise money to go to Starfleet Academy. It doesn't cost money to go to Starfleet Academy. They don't have money there.
Well, I mean, the clear purpose of that opening scene was just to make sure all the regulars got their appearance.
Pretty much, yes. That's exactly it. Which, it's fucking... and that's probably my favourite bits of the episode is just the start bit, like fucking Jadzia buying a porn program for Julian, and Worf with the teeth sharpener is like, how much?
Yeah.
Fucking loved it. Let's get AI to do the whole next episode.
Oh, no. Actually, let's save that for one we really don't want to watch.
Let's save that. What is the worst episode? What is the one that you definitely have to skip of all of Star Trek's? Because even the bad episodes I rewatch just as a... Like Threshold I still rewatch. Fucking Sub Rosa I still rewatch.
Yeah,
Spock's Brain I still rewatch.
Like those are the ones that are so bad that they're actually funny on some level.
But like which episode would you definitely skip?
It's got to be like something that's just like really tediously just dull.
The one with where Riker goes into a coma and just starts remembering old episodes.
Oh God, yes, the clip show. The
clip show episode.
Yeah.
Skip that one. That's the one we can get AI to do.
Yep.
That's not even an episode.
But by the time we get around to that in about 10 years, imagine how good AI
is going to be brilliant. But yes, Little Green Men, it's, supposed to be a fun little romp to 1947, and it's, Like, I don't mind the Ferengi episode. I like the Little Goblin Man sometimes.
I like the supporting Little Goblin Man. I don't like Quark.
You don't like Quark?
I fucking hate Quark.
Yeah.
Nog and Rom I've got some time for because they're trying to just break out of the shit.
Yeah.
They're showing some depth, but like Quark's sole purpose is to illustrate what they're rebelling against. Mm-hmm. He always has to be the straight line one who doesn't move, otherwise those two's little rebellions don't work.
Yeah. But like he's got little moments of, humanity in there.
He softens over the course of the series. Not much.
Even fucking Alan Moraine, like he's worried about the crew. Speaking of bad episodes of Star Trek, Alan Moraine, like he accidentally gets the crew stuck in a fucking game, and he's worried about them and wants to get them out. There's
a skippable one. That one where Wesley Crusher plays that stupid game.
The addictive. Yeah.
That's skippable.
That's just called The Game, isn't it?
Possibly.
I forget. Anyway, that is a skippable episode. Some of Deep Space Nine, it feels like when they were setting it up, it was going to be like Casablanca in space, where the barman and the cop are a sort of necessary adversaries, but kind of friends. But it's kind of didn't work out that way because in Casablanca the cop's corrupt and Odo is not. He's just a cop. Yeah, which ACAB, but also it's Odo. I like Odo. So Star Trek, eh?
Star Trek, eh? I mean, this is probably peak. You've set me back a little bit by pointing out that season 4 they hadn't started the Dominion War stuff at this point.
No. I mean, they kind of had, but nobody knew it was the Dominion War starting.
Yeah, and I was thinking, I don't remember it taking that long to really get going with DS9. It's like, it really did though, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did, yeah. Like the actual war only really takes place in season 6 and 7. Like there's a bit in season 5, and that sort of thing. But like season 4 is like the start of season 4. They brought Worf on board because the Klingons were stirring up shit again, and they wanted to start a war with fucking everyone. And it turns out because Gowron was fucking not Gowron. Martok was a changeling, a founder. Everyone thought it was Gowron, but then they did the undercover mission where they had to pretend to get drunk and all that sort of stuff.
I was like, plot twist, the thing that you thought wasn't actually the thing.
Yes, anyway. Yeah. But season 4 is still kind of early days. Like it's DS9 had found its footing, but the crux, the main part of Deep Space Nine hadn't kicked off yet.
Yeah, because I think I was mentioning before, it's like, season 4 seems to be like where Star Trek series peak. Like sometimes. All of them. I think I was thinking about it in context of Lower Decks. Like Lower Decks season 4 has been firing perfectly. They've nailed it.
Yep.
It's all downhill from here.
I mean, maybe. Or maybe it'll be Deep Space Nine. Maybe it'll still keep going.
Maybe. Yeah.
Strength to strength.
Will they allow them to go 7 seasons? Or will...
They have to parody the remaining... The poster for each season has been parodying the movie posters. So they did, Voyage Home this season, so they've got to do Final Frontier next. And so they've got to do at least 10. At least 10, I'm saying.
Okay.
10 seasons. 10 seasons in a movie.
Yeah.
That's what I want from Lower Decks.
I just want the Lower Decks finale to be live action, completely live action.
Yeah.
All the cast just doing it live action.
I'd watch it. I will watch it. But, Tawny Newsome is going to be in the writer's room for Starfleet Academy.
Didn't I look up the other... Isn't she like 40? It's like...
What?
Yeah, she is.
40 years old.
Yeah. How?
I don't know. Time?
What sorcery is this?
Yeah. It's just the same as Jolene Blaylock, like we were talking about last episode.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
Yeah,
witchcraft.
Because I was looking at this thing as because they're playing the characters who has this long history in and out of academy back in the day and so forth. And I was like, but isn't the character like mid-20s or aren't they all in their mid-20s? I'm like, no.
Mariner's been promoted to lieutenant like half a dozen times.
Oh, I know. It's like...
and demoted. So it makes sense that she's older, but also as established in the last episode, she's a contemporary of well, she's slightly younger than Wesley Crusher and Cito Jaxa and Nick Lucano.
Yeah,
but.
Yeah, see, I originally thought when she first shows up in Strange New Worlds, okay, this is an actor who's in their early 30s, and I was like, but they were playing it as a bit older for the, the animated thing because because obviously the look of an animated character doesn't really have to match the actor shockingly.
But it does.
Even though it does, yes. But I thought, okay, they're saying Mariner's got this long storied history through Starfleet in and out. But then the actor shows up and looks like someone who's far too young for this. But turns out she's not.
No. But yeah,
indeed.
Tawny Newsome. Anyway, good. She's brilliant.
Yeah, no complaints whatsoever. I just it just surprised me when I noticed that in passing the other day. I was thinking, oh, hang on, all those things that I thought didn't make sense actually do make sense.
Yeah, look, in fairness, I'm almost 40. Yeah. So,
I look
it.
but also the animated version of you is distinct.
Maybe we should do an animated thing. We should get someone to animate the podcast.
Eris, if you're listening to this.
Yeah. We can do it. See, then it's going to be like the Ricky Gervais show.
Oh no.
Yeah, Ricky Gervais did a podcast and
I'm aware of it. Yes.
Yeah. So then it's going to be that, but
although what was the only good thing that came out of that was the other guy. What's his name?
Carl Pilkington.
Yes.
Yeah.
Say what you want about Ricky Gervais.
I do and will.
Oh, yeah, no, that was an invitation.
He's a cunt.
But no,
he's a good writer. He's a good TV writer. He's not a comedian.
No.
He's not a stand-up comedian, and that's fine. You're allowed to be a good writer and not a very good stand-up comedian.
You are indeed
but he
allowed.
thinks he's brilliant at both of them.
I still want to know how he got into that room with talking funny with that.
With the fucking
Jerry Seinfeld, Louis C.K., Chris Rock, and Ricky Gervais.
Yeah,
the fuck.
But also it's like the fucking Legion of Doom of comedians. It's like everyone who's just turns out to be a fucking cunt is all in the one show.
Yeah,
it's like there's an episode. Is it News Radio with Andy Dick and Joe Rogan? And a third one who's also a piece of shit.
You're going to have to narrow that down.
It's that was a great show.
It was.
But then Phil Hartman died and it turns out everyone else was just a fucking supervillain.
But no, News Radio was a phenomenal show.
News Radio was a phenomenal show. Just, it turns out a lot of fucking monsters were born of it.
Stephen Root, though, has gone from strength to strength. Always love seeing him. One of the most... I don't think Stephen Root gets enough credit for how versatile an actor he is. He does so many different roles. Like, he is different in every damn thing. It's like he's never been typecast as anything, but he shows up in any sporting role.
He's one of those like that guys. Like you see him and you go, oh, I know him from somewhere.
Yeah,
but like also he's different in everything he plays.
Yeah, really good. I'm sure he's got some Star Trek business going on.
I wonder.
I know. I'm sure he does. It's like there was more of a statement in the question. I know I've seen him. Oh, Unification. Yeah.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. Filmed his scenes in he was in 2 days. 2 days. He was in Star Trek for 2 days.
That's 2 days more than I've been.
Yeah.
Oh, there's him as the. So yeah, he's a Klingon. So that's why I didn't recognize him.
Yeah, no, I remember because like when I was watching, it was like he's the one on the ship who's like hanging around cloaked off Romulus and like giving them shit for their mission.
Right, of course he is.
Yeah, so it's not like a background role.
He's the Klingon captain.
Yeah, he's the one who's like you're fucking idiots for doing this. Fuck off. The one that I think where he jumped out to me after, I think the first thing I really noticed him jumping out at me after News Radio was when he showed up as the sad gay vampire in True Blood, who had a few. That
doesn't narrow it down.
No, he had a few episode arc. It was like he was like I think he was like the sad gay, somewhat overweight, unattractive vampire,
right?
And is like surrounded by all the sexy, slim, happy vampires, like just get
HBO's bread and butter at the
constantly
time,
getting their fuck on. And he was like really bitter because like he got turned, but he can't change now.
Right? Yeah.
And it was like he was a beautifully tragic character, like, and really stood out. But it was also such a wild swing from like playing like the news radio CEO,
It used to be a game I'd play whenever I watched a movie or television. Like as a kid, I'd try and work it because like there's basically a Star Trek actor in every single fucking movie you'd watch. Well, particularly in the 90s, back when it was everything but every single movie had some sort of connection. It was like my version of the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. It's like, who in this is from Star Trek?
Yeah, no stuff, and people showed up everywhere.
Yeah. But it used to be like the thing I'd do was like, oh, that guy's from Star Trek, that guy's from Star Trek, that guy's from Star Trek, and it was always like a background character or whatever, and that sort of thing, and yeah. Then
there was that show Gargoyles.
Everyone from the Next Generation. They're doing a live action.
Oh, really?
Because Disney has no new ideas.
Oh,
so they're doing a live action adaptation of it, which I'm kind of excited about, but also I kind of want them just to get the Next Generation cast to be the characters that they played.
That would be great. Yeah,
I would watch it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, I don't know how that happened. Whether that was just like an intentional, like, they needed just something to keep them all occupied during the off season type thing. It was just like, we'll just make a whole series, and you can just it's just voice work. You don't need to like dress up or do costume. Just come in, for a couple of days in the off season. We'll just keep you all here. We'll keep you all on contract. We'll keep you getting paid while we're just doing the other shit, because we don't want you to go off and get other jobs. Please.
Other places can pay you more, but also please don't.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, especially you, LeVar. Don't go off and do anything meaningful or anything.
You've had roots. Stay here. You've been Kunta. Now you can be Geordie. Forever.
Put that visor back on.
What do you mean? Teaching kids to read? No, sit down. Kids don't need to read, they need to watch television. Never really got Reading Rainbow in Australia. It's a thing that I found out only sort of later in life, that Reading Rainbow was a thing that LeVar did.
Well, it was a thing like I just caused a couple of Americans recently to realise that the Curiosity Show exists. Which is like a thing that a lot of Australian kids is iconic, but never really jumped the borders that much.
There was that clip that went viral, the window, the rotating window that I forget the name of the illusion, but that went viral sort of not long ago.
Yeah, because that was one of those beautiful little stories where Rob and Dean bought back the rights to the show they'd made almost about 10 years ago now.
Oh, really? Oh, so that's relatively recent.
the production company that originally did it was failing or going into bankruptcy or something like, and around like 2012, 2013 or something like that. And Rob and Dean bought back the whole rights to all the shit they'd made.
Didn't Lewis Carroll have it at some point?
I don't know. But the point being, like, Rob and Dean now own all of the Curiosity Show. It's all theirs.
Oh,
and
awesome.
they've been digitising and putting it all up on YouTube.
Oh, so that's why we're seeing more of it.
That's why it keeps coming up, because, like, it's their show now. It belongs to them. They can do whatever they want with it, and they're just putting it out there for people.
Oh, good.
It's a lovely story.
I love a happy ending.
Because I think the comparison I had to make is like, imagine like these guys' culture, like to kids who grew up in like 70s, 80s Australia, culturally these guys are the Mythbusters.
Yeah, pretty much. the same level of, because we only had 3 channels back then. Or 4.
Yeah, and just like the Curiosity Show, when that was on the afternoon, that was one of the things you'd watch, and you'd watch them.
Yeah, you watch that or reruns of Doctor Who. That was our fucking.
Yeah.
You get home from school, you watch.
It's like I can. Is K9 on? No, I'm going to watch them put an egg in a milk bottle. Okay?
That's exactly it. A little flame in a milk bottle with an egg, and it's like fucking what? Tiny little brains exploding across all of Australia. That's, fucking hell, just memory.
Kids these days will never be appreciate that because the milk bottles are plastic now. You can't do it.
Just cut a hole in the side. Just use a Stanley knife. You can put the egg in there. It's fine.
Also, don't drop flaming things into the plastic milk bottle. That's
It'll melt.
You just know.
Yeah, bad plan. Heckin' kids these days, they'll never understand. They won't get it, you see. Yeah, reading Rainbow, and I saw a bit of, I think it was just called Fact or Fiction, or Jonathan Frakes would tell 3 different stories, and you'd have to work out which of them was untrue.
Oh, I vaguely recall this.
There's like a viral clip that goes around every now and again of Jonathan Frakes just going, "We made it up. It's not real." And like just a supercut of all of the fucking him revealing which one was the lie. Anyway, that I saw on Foxtel when I was about 15 or something, and going, "Hang on, I know the guy. That's the guy from The Thing." And but like wasn't aware of it.
Well, at least he did better than Kate Mulgrew. You know, she got into that geocentrism documentary thing.
Oh no!
No, like not intentionally. Like she did some work for hire about like unexplained mysteries and science and like just a bunch of like dialogue that was written as like there are things we don't understand about the universe, etc., etc. It's like some people have been called heretics and later found to be correct, but it ended up being used for a documentary that was pitching geocentrism.
Oh, no.
And she had to like put out disclaimers like then that is not what I signed up for.
Yeah. It's not what I believe. Fuck's sake.
It's like no, like I did a job for hire. And I read the script, and if you listen to my words, I'm not saying what they're saying.
There's a few of those. I think like the Foo Fighters have done like concerts in Africa. Turns out they were paid for by a group that wants to deny the link between HIV and AIDS.
Oh wow!
That's a take.
Yeah.
Not the right one.
No. I think we've kind of established that at this point.
Pretty well established. But yeah, apparently this mob's still going, and the Foo Fighters have played their concerts a couple of times. A couple of times. So I don't want to look it up because I like Dave Grohl, and I don't want to know if he believes that shit. Surely not. Probably not.
Like this is the kind of thing where like people end up having stern words with their agents afterwards. It's like yeah.
It's like, what have you fucking signed me up for? They've booked us as a bluegrass band.
Puppet show and Spinal Tap.
But yeah, I mean, Kate Mulgrew's done other things. Like she did, the Orange is the New Black, ST, HDV, CSI,
NT, SF,
SUV, whatever it is.
I can never remember it off the top of my head. No, with Paul Scheer and crew was like
Yeah. But also, like she had a career before Star Trek as well. Like she was
they all did.
prominent.
I mean, most of them didn't. Very few of them came out of nowhere.
No, yeah. But I mean, like for American audiences, like they wouldn't have seen very much Shakespeare with Patrick Stewart before 1983 or whenever it started.
No.
So, but like Kate Mulgrew, she was Mrs. Columbo.
Yes, true. Yeah,
and she was in a bunch of episodes. Oh, she was in at least one episode of Cheers.
Yeah. A bunch of history nerds would have watched I Claudius. Though.
Yes. or as it's spelt on the thing, I Clavdivs.
Yes.
So Deep Space Nine, eh?
Deep Space Nine.
Ferengi.
Where are the other 8? That's what that's the big question I want to know. I was like, I want canon locking down the other 8.
Well, the fourth one was sent back in time to to help them in Bari during a war. No, the rest of them are just Deep Space.
I was going to say, aren't they going back to that well again? It's like I was thinking about the whole unstuck in time thing and how Loki is doing that now.
Yeah, there are no new ideas.
No, Loki's doing Babylon 5 now.
Yeah. I'm enjoying Loki. I didn't think I would, but I have liked it.
This new season 2 especially, I really like it when they actually just embrace doing
weird shit,
batshit crazy comic book shit.
Yes.
Because that's what these characters are for.
Yes,
they're batshit crazy comic book characters. Make them do batshit crazy shit.
That's why they exist. Yes.
This is why the first
like going back to Roswell, New Mexico, 1947. So you love it when the news shows are doing it, but you hate it when the Ferengi do.
But
you're just racist against the Ferengi. I see what's going on here. We've got a bigot on our hands. Masks off again.
Yes, that's right. I do dislike the Ferengi. And not just as a species, as a concept.
As a concept. Just a concept in general.
Yeah. But it's okay, they're not real. So it's okay to be racist when they're not real.
Yes.
Like,
is it?
Yeah, I mean, that's how you tell racist jokes safely. You make up a whole fiction.
Make up a whole race.
Well, that's how Hey It's Saturday used to do it. They made up a whole race so they so they could tell Irish jokes.
Yeah, they did. Fuck, that's unlocked a memory as well.
It was like, even in the 80s, they're going, oh, I don't think it's quite right to tell racist jokes to children.
Yeah.
What if we made up a race?
Yeah.
And then we did it. Brilliant. That's a galaxy brain. Well done, Daryl.
Yeah, look, if we're looking for like a paragon of, how to do things, not sure we should be looking at Hey It's Saturday.
No.
Or fucking Daryl Summers or, literally anyone in Hey It's Saturday.
No.
Even Kamal.
I think Jackie McDonald turned out all right.
Yeah, I think so.
I think she came out. I think she came out relatively unscathed.
I don't know. I don't want to look it up.
Yeah, me neither. I'm just going to assume that everything is fine and she's
But
wonderful.
yes, let's not base
that's canon now.
But let's not base our idea of what is racist and what is not off Hey It's Saturday.
Okay, let's not.
As like because then you're leaning into the elves in Harry Potter. Oh no, not the elves, the goblins.
Yes, the little money counting goblins who live under the earth
with hook noses. Yes. and they're just known as greedy and
yeah.
Anyway,
bet some of them are trans too, little scamps.
Well, at least one Ferengi was trans for an episode. Profit and lace again.
Yeah, less than that. if it was a genuine thing, yes. But if it was just for an episode, it's just playing.
Yeah. No, it was. I mean, the point of that episode is that he. Anyway, let's not.
Jane's vision. Naked, the whole planet of naked ladies.
Yeah, the planet of naked ladies with terrible teeth who eat grubs on a planet that's always raining.
Yeah. And where you get hand jobs with your dad.
Get hand jobs. Let's talk about that. Because if we're looking at a human equivalent to Umox, it's got to be a hand job. Like it's distinctly sexual.
It's so creepy from the beginning. I mean, every instance of it is just like is just wrong.
Yep. But like in this episode in particular, like Umox as a thing is clearly sexual. Okay, like there's no ifs, buts, or maybes.
Well, that's the thing is like there is like, okay, is it sexual in a pleasure sense or is it sexual as in a part of the reproductive cycle? Because I'm not sure it's necessarily linked to reproduction so much as like it's just a thing that gets you off.
So yeah. But that's the thing. Like, sex doesn't have to be just for reproduction.
No, I know, but I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying, like, in the Ferengi species, maybe these two completely diverged. There is no connection at all. Maybe sexual reproduction is boring.
Then why do they only do it to females?
I don't know. Maybe the softer hands. I don't want to analyze this.
I think we're analysing it. We're analysing it, buddy. That's what we're doing. Strap yourself in because we're going down the rabbit hole with a fucking Q-tip. A really big Q-tip. Did I send you that clip, by the way, of Jay Leno meeting Quark?
Oh God, no.
Yeah, there's a clip of Jay Leno meeting Quark.
No.
And it involves a giant Q-tip.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to find. I'm gonna find it. Let's pause this. Well, let's look it up on the. We've got a screen now. We can look things up on the screen.
Computer, freeze program.
Okay, having just watched this bit, in case I need to edit this. Okay, so I've just watched Jay Leno give Quark an ear job.
Yes, that's what we watched.
Which you can watch too if you feel the need. But
NSFW.
I will say one thing.
What's that?
Armin Shimerman knows how to commit to a bit.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He gave that his all.
Yeah.
It was fucked, but he did not phone it in.
The only one acting in that entire bit was Armin Shimerman.
Yeah. He did
the rest
not
of
phone
them
it
were
in.
just, yeah.
Yeah, he did not phone that in. He was there, 100% professional actor, right?
Yep.
This is
Absolutely in character.
don't know, you know, yes, the job was fucked,
But he did it.
but it was his job that he had to do. And he did it.
So, which brings us to the Umox scene in Little Green Men, in which Nog has tricked a human lady into giving him an ear massage in front of his dad.
Yeah.
Would you get a hand job in front of your dad?
No.
No. I wouldn't.
No. But like I'm saying is like you can't do a one-to-one comparison with human civilization and strategy, like, and when Ferengi has always been construed as alien. They have always shown, like, you know, that they are different. They make pointed differences about them.
But yes,
anyway.
they're humanoids, so they come from the alien race that had the ocean spooge. They've got a Jeffrey Combs.
They've got a Jeffrey Combs, like, who is in all of us.
Yep.
What is that? What was that race in Next Gen that seeded? What was their name? I always forget them.
No, because I keep wanting to call them the Iconians, but the Iconians are the ones with the teleporter door.
They're the ones with the network.
The precursors. We've got fucking.
Oh yeah, but who fucking cares?
Yeah, no, nobody cares. Ocean spooges.
They were the oceans. They were the shallow, pathetic attempt of like explaining why everyone looks like a human with a forehead, and it was unnecessary. We know why they all look like humans with artificial foreheads. It's because they're actors.
You can't just say that in the show,
They do in the show, but we understand that it's not a historical document. We are not living in Galaxy Quest. We understand that these are people portraying a thing that represents a thing.
Memory Alpha just calls them ancient humanoid.
Well, they forgot to write their name on the DNA. Obviously,
clearly.
they just
Just signed Jeffrey Coombs.
yeah. But anyway, that explains why we all look the same, because they all look like Jeffrey Coombs, and therefore now this is canon.
Every race has a Jeffrey Coombs.
Yeah. He just keeps popping up again throughout history.
But that's what I'm saying. So their DNA is similar enough to humans that, sexual gratification from ear stuff.
Well, they're not that similar because, that's one of the races we haven't seen interbreeding with us yet. We have half Vulcans and half Klingons. I don't think we have a...
There was a future Ferengi in the background of Discovery, the last season of Discovery.
Well, that could just be new Ferengi makeup.
Yeah, I'd say.
They already changed how the Klingons look. Why would they leave
How
the Ferengi?
dare!
Back to talking about Ferengi ear sex.
There is far too much that has been documented about this.
Yeah. For those of you listening, we've just looked it up on Memory Alpha, and there's several pages on Umox. More than one.
It goes into
Techniques.
No, look, if you're listening to this and you're one of the people who writes this stuff for Memory Alpha, please
Touch grass.
stop.
Do you reckon in the middle of writing it, someone just going, "What am I doing with my life? Just, what have I become?"
Because it's there's logins associated. I could actually look up the author. We could find the. I'm not going. No,
I don't think.
No.
I don't think we need to do that.
You know who you are.
You know what you've done.
This is the whole Ferengi society. It's becoming a cliche now. It's it's very Gene's vision, isn't it?
Well, look, it's this is like it's the opposite of Gene's vision, really. This is a society that leaned into the greed, avarice, and the selfishness, whereas the Federation has gone the opposite direction. They're just both unapologetically horny.
Yeah.
That's the Gene's vision part.
Yeah, it's just an aspect that creeps into every civilization, like the Betazoids. Horny old women. Ferengi, naked ladies everywhere.
Yep.
It's just that
Naked ladies that don't have rights.
It's that little bit for that little bit, just that little tribute for Gene.
Well, look,
it's what he would have wanted.
Inhibitions behind sex and sexuality, they should be gotten rid of, and it's good that even the bad guy cultures.
Oh, look, I'm not dissing the whole sexual freedom should be great thing, but this is so obviously pitched as a titillating thing for the audience, not a cultural aspect.
Oh, look, I don't know if it's necessarily titillate. I don't find anything titillating about watching a fucking Ferengi get an ear massage.
No, it's not. But the whole point is but then they leeringly go, "Hey, Jadzia, why don't you give it a go?" I was like, hey, Jadzia, when you come to this Ferengi wedding ceremony, you're going to have to get your kid off, right? That kind of, it's all, pushes things that way.
A little bit.
They use that angle for that.
Yeah. No, because they're constantly leering on the human characters rather than... Yeah, fair point.
Yeah.
But, also Jadzia would be down.
Well, yeah, but that's not the point. The point...
It's not.
No.
It's not the point.
The point is it shouldn't be a big deal. It should not that it should be done to make the audio make angry comic book guy go, "Oh yes."
Was that your impression of angry?
I don't try to do impressions of things like that, but it's you all know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like It's very Darmok. It's like comic book guy leering.
Yeah.
It's like
comic book guy leering. It's a cultural touch point. It's a cultural touch point that we can all understand. But
Bush his banner unfurled.
I think the thing about Ferengi being that leering and sexist and misogynist, both of those things, the thing about them being basically horrible is it's not aspirational. Nobody wants to be Quark.
No.
Like it's we're meant to look at that and say, ew, that's just fucking gross. That's a gross way of acting. That's a gross way of being. That's a gross thing. It's another holding a mirror up to society.
Yeah. I mean, they're designed to be a counterpoint to the Federation.
Yeah.
They're designed to illustrate that the Federation is not the entirety of the galaxy. The Federation is an aspirational thing trying to make a place better, and you can't make the place better if it's a foregone. If all the work's already done, there's nothing to show.
But like that's what I will give Armin Shimerman and co. in Deep Space Nine is they took a race that was ostensibly bad guys in TNG and gave them actual characters and made them people that we can give a shit about. I know you don't give a shit about Quark, but like, you know.
Oh, look, like I say, like I just dislike Quark on so many levels.
Yeah.
Again, as I said, huge respect for Armin Shimerman.
Yeah.
Never phoned it in.
Oh, yeah.
No, 100% did his job very well. I just don't like the job he did.
Yeah. You just don't like the character. I get it. But like, there's times when I do like Quark. Like even though he's horrible, like he's not a person that I would be friends with in life because, fucking try and stiff me somehow. Like, but also there's times that I kind of like him. Like the one where him and Odo get stranded, like when Odo's lost his fucking shape-shifting powers and they have to climb the mountain. That was a good thing because he carried him the rest of the way. And the ones where he married the Klingon, forgotten her name, Grilka?
Yeah,
Grilka.
The House of Quark thing.
Yeah, the House of Quark.
Yeah, no, look, I'm not saying there were no good moments where they did good things.
Yeah, he's not entirely irredeemable. Like, yes, yes, he's a fucking. He's a like culturally, Ferengis only get ahead if they're massive pieces of shit. Like that's their whole deal. They have to be massive pieces of shit in order to be functional in Ferengi society. And just because he lives in that society, it's that fucking comic book. It's there's something wrong with society, and yet you participate in it.
Oh yeah,
it's that sort of thing.
Oh look, I'm not saying the character is flawed or shouldn't exist or anything like that. I'm just saying like I don't enjoy. And again, there are moments where the character has been made to work very well in the context of the show, and there's been great moments and that have gone, oh yeah, no, that's really good. But the episodes where they focus on Ferengi culture, I hate, because I don't think any of them were particularly well written or well thought out, or just there beyond just to be an extended joke, mostly about naked females.
Well, the naked female thing, it does crop up a bit, particularly when Quark and Rum's mother shows up. But like, it's not all encompassing of every episode.
No. But I was just like, it just bugs me. It's like because I'd be watching episode. Oh, when are they going to do the thing?
Yeah.
Just waiting for the thing to happen. Are they going to make that joke now? Okay, yeah, they've made that joke now. Okay, good, done.
Yeah. and it's like the naked female thing that is often a throwaway joke, but also it's established as a part of Ferengi culture that ends up being overturned. So like progress.
No. I get it. It's just not for me.
Yeah, anyway, fucking Little Green Men. Futurama did it better.
Oh, absolutely. Futurama have done everything better.
Futurama, what is it? Roswell that ends well. They went back to the Roswell crash, and it was Zoidberg in that, and not a Ferengi. But you kind of expect the characters in Futurama to be kind of stupid and gullible. So like the military characters in that being stupid and gullible makes more sense than the military characters acting the way that they do in this. And you had the lady character in this one doing the whole, maybe one day we'll have a confederation of worlds, and it's very just, oh, come on, mate.
Yeah, I mean, that was all through the episode. It was just like so by the numbers writing. It was just like someone just like took the premise and just did all the obvious things you could think of with it, and then just wrapped it all up. And there was there wasn't even any kind of like,
consequence or anything.
like, oh, and that person who saw the spaceship went on to become Zephyrin Cochrane's grandfather or what. There was not even any kind of attempt to link or kind of any disruption. It was like, just what if the Roswell thing was Quark?
Yeah, no, the last name of that woman was Roddenberry.
Yeah.
It was almost like, it felt like it was almost that.
Yeah.
Like so it felt like somebody wrote that down, but then pressed delete at the last minute.
Roddenberry's long gone by this point.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. But like every line that she has is the same sort of bullshit that Edith Keeler was going on with. Like almost every line is like, oh, maybe there's races everywhere. Maybe we can, explore
all
strange new worlds and seek out new civilization. It's again, to quote Harlan Ellison, the sort of utopian bullshit that Gene would have loved. I know he's long gone by this point, but still, it's right up his alley.
This was like a brief joke that somehow turned into an episode.
Yeah, and there's stuff you could have done again. Like, look, I was tainted by watching Oppenheimer and like watching the horrors of nuclear wars and that sort of stuff. And this one, it's just, let's go to a nuclear bomb test site to solve all of our problems. Just felt a bit.
Yeah. I mean, they tried. There was it feels like there was some, like, someone went through and did a second pass where they just added some bits about, like, humanity's future and just
and they did drop references to the atomic bomb and like the shit that could have that the Ferengi could have fucked up as human civilizations.
Yeah, and the fact that they knew some of human because Nog's coincidentally studying human history.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's going to Starfleet Academy, but also, don't you think this man looks like Captain Sisko?
Yeah, the Bell Riots bit. Just like look at the Bell Riots. Is that Sisko? It's like, I don't see it. No.
Nick Lucano looks like Tom Paris. I don't see it. No. But yeah, like it's all humans look alike. You had to say that about the black character. Anyway.
Yeah.
But all in all, like it's definitely an episode that happened.
It is, and again, it just doesn't feel. It certainly doesn't feel like season 4.
No, like it's. Look, the thing about the time travel shenanigans in this one, I kind of like that the Ferengi don't feel bound by the temporal prime directive. They don't give a fuck about stuffing up history. Nog kind of does, but also he just goes along with it anyway. So the thing I appreciate about the time travel shenanigans in this is that it's at least two of the characters that don't give a shit about the temporal prime directive or fucking up history because they don't give a shit. They're more interested in profit. Nog cares a little bit, but also not enough to just go along with everything and get Umox from Nurse whatever her name is.
And so just a little bit of that would have actually helped it be a Star Trek show, not just a funny little Roswell joke. Like a little bit of a kind of a nod to some kind of subtle change to the timeline or some kind of maybe you just just handed over the Velcro or whatever. No, that's next episode.
Yeah, it's teasers. But
Velcro's next time on How Much.
Yeah. Next time on How Much for Just the Podcast.
Yeah. They should have made some kind of acknowledgement that time travel had some kind of consequence, or was anything other than just a thing that we just had a wacky adventure.
I don't know if you've heard of it, but there was a UFO crash at Roswell, New Mexico in 1947. Allegedly. No, sorry, it was a weather balloon. So that ties into actual history, and that's a fun thing to do, but again, Futurama did it better.
It definitely did, but there should have been some kind of acknowledgement or mention back in the mainstream rather than just no, we're home now.
Yeah,
we're being hailed.
You're under arrest.
We're being hailed. There we go. Job done. There should have been some kind of closure to that rather than just, yeah.
And adding Odo to the trio as well to make him get back. There should have been some sort of contrivance that made them want to get back rather than just have Odo going, yeah, no, you're coming back. That seems a bit of a cop out. But
Cop out. Because he's a cop.
He's the goo cop. Goo cop, bad cop. I'm sure that joke's been made before, but also it's fine. It's fine to do a fun episode that doesn't mean anything in the greater context of things.
It is fine, but I'd like to see a little bit of a link, a little bit of a reason, a little bit of a nod, just some kind of acknowledgement that it was a thing.
Yeah, Quark gets called into Cisco's office and says, "Hey, Quark, what do you explain this or whatever?"
Yeah, even if you want to get really carried away, you make Odo come home the long way.
That would have been good. Yeah.
That could have been hilariously funny. It's suddenly Odo's 300 years older than everyone else in the show.
I mean, they did with Meridian. They had future Odo, because it turns out over time he gets better at human faces. So they did do that in another episode previously. Yeah. So I get why they didn't want to do that again.
Yeah,
you don't want to date his head it.
No, but I mean also you don't want to just do nothing.
No, yeah, and ultimately they did nothing. It didn't it was a sitcom plot where everything's just reset at the end of the day. Even Quark getting arrested, it's I'll see you in a couple of days, brother. It's okay.
Yeah,
it's not even going to stick. It's not even a.
They could have sent him to Tom's old cell in New Zealand. Actually, had Voyager started at this point? No, Voyager hadn't started at this point, had it?
Not quite. No, I think it was mid-season 4 actually, because they still had the old uniforms. They still had the.
Yeah. But Worf is on board, so Next Gen is over.
Yeah, and Generations has come out.
Yeah, so Voyager is probably So Tom Paris, they could have put Quark in a cell with Tom Paris on New Zealand as punishment.
Yeah.
Just your regular reminder that canonically in Star Trek, New Zealand hosts a Federation penal colony.
It does, yes. Which
and yet there are still no Australians.
There was no New Zealanders. There was no New Zealanders in the penal colony. The only two characters there was Janeway and Tom.
But I mean, maps without New Zealand is a well-known thing. It's everyone forgets to put New Zealand on things.
True.
When the one time they do remember it, they don't even just.
It's almost like they wanted to make us do Australia as the penal colony, but felt that was too on the nose because that's how we fucking started.
Wait, when did the Star Trek writers ever think something was too on the nose to do? Honestly. That's just not a thing that ever happened. Yeah.
I mean, one time the Deanna Troi with three breasts. Yeah. That was just one writer.
Yeah. I mean, I feel okay. Maybe there was just a Federation-wide edict on not doing Australian references after the whole Botany Bay debacle. It's we tried that once. Didn't go well.
Yeah.
We're pulling back from that. I mean, aside from the whole, implications of calling something Botany Bay in the first place, I mean, well, that in itself is fucked.
I mean, arguably the SS Bounty, the renamed Klingon cruiser, because, Bligh, who was, mutinied on the HMS Bounty, became Governor General of Australia, William Bligh.
You put an apostrophe in there, Bligh, and you've got a Klingon. That's canon now.
Anyway.
But anyway, yes. It's a dumb... I've run out of things to say about how dumb this episode is because I'm just going to start repeating again that I think this episode is dumb.
Episode dumb.
It was a waste of a time slot when they could have been doing so much more fun stuff. In season 4, they had
when they had to do 26 episodes a season.
But they had so much good stuff queued up. Don't tell me they had to just unless this was one of those ones where they would just needed to do a cheap one to save the effects budget for something big. Well, big on the other side of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, they just used footage of a nuclear test.
Yeah.
In the last scenes, they just superimposed a Ferengi shuttle on top of it.
Yeah, and generic military base interior
Yeah,
is
yeah,
not a big
not a
set.
hard
It's not a
set.
big sets construction demand.
The most expensive part of the plot was the fucking Ferengi makeup, which they do every episode anyway. So
Yeah, that's easy. That was one thing. We were off mic when watching that Jay Leno thing. That was obviously the DS9 sets, but
Yes.
they were not lit right.
No, they weren't.
They look so wrong when they're not lit right.
Yeah. It was wrong.
And that was like all the lights turned up for cleaning.
Yeah.
That was like the cleaners are coming through and scrubbing the promenade.
Yeah.
And
Doing the dusting.
Not the mood lighting. It's like I've been in nightclubs when they've turned the lights on.
Yes.
And that was what that looked like.
Yep.
That was a nightclub at 6 a.m. when they've just hit the end of the license and they've just flipped the switch and said, get the fuck out.
If you're ever in that position, don't look at the floors, for fuck's sake.
No.
Just like, there's a reason nightclub floors are black. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just not into it at all. It's like
All right, we don't have to rehash it again. Mick didn't like it. Come back next week for Enterprise. Vulcan's playing pool. Carbon Creek, next episode. Come back and we might have something good to say about it. I don't know.
spoiler. I did actually enjoy this one.
Yeah. Very good.
Okay.
Computer end program.
Throw him in the brig.
How Much for Just the Podcast is a Grouse Media production. The theme music you heard was the Picard rap by Nikolai Kingsley. For all links to our stuff, we have lots of stuff, go to prettygrouse.com.
Where the hell are we? Where the hell are we? Transporter room 3. Engage. Oh, great. Energize.
Should we have been doing this in rhythm? Should we have been rapping this entire
I could
episode?
turn the metronome on.
Listen, here's a story of about how my life got flipped and upside down. That's the only rap I know. Shut up. I'm very white.